We're here with Bob Dernier. Just have a couple of questions for you, Bob. First of all, what was it like to play in back-to-back years in the postseason with two different teams from the same division?
Yeah, it was in the early 80s, in Philadelphia. We were, several of us that played here in 84 and beyond, or even before that. I had played in Philadelphia or for the organization in the late 70s and then into the 80s. So Rhino and I were playing in the minor leagues, A, AA, AAA, up through 1981. And then he was traded over here, and the Phillies had won the World Series in 1980, back to the playoffs in 81. We lost in the World Series in 83. And then we get traded, I'm with Gary Matthews in a trade in 84, and we win the division. So for us personally, it was like kind of business as usual. Yeah. We kind of expected to win, and Gary helped bring a lot of that attitude, but so did Rhino and Boa and Moreland and Ruthven and Bruce Starr, on and on. I mean, Jody and Bull came from other organizations, Ron Say as well, others, Sutcliffe from LA, Cleveland, Eck from Boston. We were a bunch of cast-offs. Nobody wanted us, I guess you could say. And Boa said it best. He said, well, you traded the wrong guys.
That's a great line. Something that's really special about this day is having three of you who are on that 84 team, which has such a special place in the heart of so many people from Chicago, especially Cubs fans. What's a memory that you have that's one of your fondest from that amazing season?
Yeah, and Steve Trout, you mentioned, has joined Gary and I today, and of course he came from the White Sox. And we were talking about this earlier. In order to pick one thing would be so hard. I could give you a top 10, but one of the main things that stands out is kind of the rhythm of the year, and how as we became relevant into June, you started to watch the rooftops grow, and batting practice. We had a crowd, and you couldn't get a ticket. So watching that evolution swell, Wrigley Field swell up, if you will, the neighborhood. Some people call it kind of the beginning of Cub Nation. I'm a little biased because I'm sort of a cousin of that 69 team, and we felt like they kind of started things there, got the fever going, and then we were able to win finally something, at least in 84. But the year itself, it'd be hard to pick one thing.
I understand. So what's it like to be here today at the Gallagher Fundamentals event here at Gallagher Way, to see all these kids here and so many people with different Cubs jerseys celebrating the game of baseball?
Yeah, it truly is, and maybe those of you that have seen the movie Field of Dreams, for us it's like walking out of the corn. We literally get to kind of be that, that forgotten, if you will, but not anything but fondly remembered former player, and I shouldn't probably say forgotten, because we're certainly not. We get a lot of love from these fans, and that relationship is really what it speaks to, I think, more than anything. That very unique thing that the Cubs have, the relationship between the fans, the players, and even us former players. It's really unique.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
You bet.